Monday.
For your Thursday, we're sticking with those springtime temperatures, upper 30s and lower 40s with some areas of patchy fog. I'll have your full weekend forecast coming up next.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, we'll hear more testimony in the murder trial of Tavares Jackson, accused of murdering a pregnant woman. Plus, Michigan Republicans are pushing to speed up funding for the Selfridge Air National Guard base. And the Senate fails to pass a measure that would have required the president to get congressional approval for more strikes on Iran. We'll have the latest. Your 19 News at 11 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 11.
Welcome in. A late night look at your forecast. We're getting ready for Thursday. Maybe you're starting to plan the weekend already, and I know we've been doing so well with those comfortable and warmer temperatures. We'll kind of keep that going, maybe a touch cooler into the northern portions as some cloud cover hangs around. We have some areas of patchy fog. We'll get some rays of sunshine, but overall keeping that upper 30s and lower 40s for tomorrow. Stuck in the clouds for us here locally. And remember, we have daylight saving time over the weekend. I'll break down your full weekend forecast in just a few minutes.
Kelly, thank you very much. Today in Escanaba, trial continued for a Delta County man accused of murdering his pregnant girlfriend. Tavares Lee Jackson faces charges of open murder, felony possession of a firearm, and assault intentionally causing the death of a fetus. The charges stem from the July 2023 death of 22-year-old Harley Corwin, who was found in the woods of Ford River Township with 2 bullet wounds in her head. Today, much of the prosecution's questioning focused on people's last interactions with Corwin, including Jackson's. The jury heard testimony from a detective who interviewed Jackson the week of Corwin's disappearance. Jackson initially told the detective he last saw Corwin at another woman's apartment on the morning of July 3rd. However, when Jackson was told that police had obtained video footage of him with Corwin at a gas station later that afternoon, the detective says his story changed.
He paused for a little bit. He said that's when she came to my house after he got clothes. She came to his house, he jumped in his truck to leave. She jumped in the truck with him and he went to the store gas station.
Similar to yesterday's questioning, one of today's witnesses was asked about messages from Corwin's phone that seemed unusual. One woman said shortly after a face-to-face conversation with Corwin that had gone well, Corwin sent her multiple text messages containing profanities. The woman said she was surprised to receive such messages based on their interaction earlier.
I thought it was crazy that that was happening. Like, why would I be getting those messages like that? Like, I've never got messages that weird and crazy.
Why were you surprised?
Because we left off on good terms.
More witnesses will be called tomorrow, and WZMQ 19 will, of course, continue to follow this trial as it unfolds. Michigan House Republicans are looking to fast track funding for new runways at Selfridge Air National Guard Base in Macomb County. Our Michigan Capitol correspondent Sophia Murphy has more on the $152 million supplemental aimed at securing the base's new fighter mission before 2028.
Michigan Speaker of the House Matt Hall says time is ticking to lock in a new fighter mission at Selfridge Air National Guard Base, and he wants the state to move faster than Washington.
To do this in 2028, we can't rely on the federal government to pay for these runways.
House Republicans are introducing a $152 million budget supplemental to rebuild and replace runways at Selfridge. Its infrastructure, they say, is necessary to support 21 new fighter jets and a refueling squadron. Hall says if Michigan wants the jets by 2028, the state must step in.
We want to build that momentum, we want to stick with that momentum, and we want to ensure that this happens while President Trump is still there so that he can ensure that we truly get this fighter mission.
The supplemental would need approval from both chambers and the governor. Hall says he wants it on the governor's desk before spring break, March 19th. Macomb County lawmakers stood with the speaker, calling the mission critical to the region's economy.
Selfridge and the defense corridor is looked at at about $1 billion in economic impact for Macomb, right? So if Selfridge were to fall, how many other businesses, both large and small, would kind of be in jeopardy?
Lawmakers say local support is strong.
We want this. Those jets fly over our houses. They're loud, and
We say from District 62, bring it on.
Hall credits a White House meeting with President Donald Trump and Governor Gretchen Whitmer for securing the federal commitment, but says state action is now the key to keeping the project on schedule. If approved, the runway project would clear the way for construction to begin this year, with the goal of landing those new fighter jets at Selfridge in 2028. From Michigan's capital, Sophia Murphy, WZMQ 19 News.
We've heard President Trump talk about making Canada or Greenland the next U.S. state, but what about Puerto Rico? The island's governor is on Capitol Hill this week advocating for Puerto Rico to become the next state. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp reports the island's congressional member believes the governor should focus on other issues than statehood.
Puerto Rico's Governor Jennifer Gonzalez Colon is in Washington, D.C., participating in the second Equality and Statehood Summit, which advocates for Puerto Rico to become the next U.S. state.
The United States has been the beacon of democracy around the world, and right now we're fighting for freedom, democracy in the Middle East, but still you got a colony that got more than 109 years waiting the next step, and that next step is becoming a state of the nation. I don't mind if it's after Greenland or after Canada, finally getting as a state.
The island is home to more than 3 million people. They're U.S. citizens but cannot vote for president, not have the same benefits as people who live in the states, and their congressional House member lacks voting power on the House floor. In the latest referendum, which asked the voters to choose between statehood, free association, or independence, 58% of voters in Puerto Rico supported statehood.
We have been voting for 4 times in a row supporting statehood. So that means when 58% of the island is asking you repeatedly to allow us to become a state, that means that we're ready.
But Puerto Rico's resident commissioner, Pablo Jose Hernandez, says this statehood push is a waste of time.
They're using the public's money on a congressional junket. And instead of focusing on what the people really want them to focus on, which is affordability, lowering the price of energy, lowering the price of housing, increasing healthcare quality and accessibility, they're here wasting the time on this. The question is not whether Puerto Rico should become the 51st, 52nd, or 53rd state. It's really about what will the state of our economy be? What will the state of our healthcare be? What will the state of our incomes be? And I think those are the real questions that people are asking and that they want us to focus on here in Washington.
In Washington, Rachel Knapp, WZMQ 19 News.
It's up to Congress to decide Puerto Rico's status change. The governor says she believes there's growing momentum for statehood after the world saw how useful Puerto Rico is for the drug cartel operations in the Caribbean and the capture of Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro. The U.S. has released the names of the 6 U.S. soldiers killed in Kuwait over the weekend. This comes as the Senate failed to pass a war powers resolution that sought to block President Trump from using further military force against Iran. Aaron Navarro is in Washington with the latest tonight.
On this, the yeas are 47, the nays are 53. The motion to discharge is not approved.
The Senate failed to pass a war powers resolution on Wednesday. Backed by Senate Democrats, the act sought to block President Trump from using further military force against Iran, amidst ongoing questions about the justification for the attacks.
This widening war, I fear, puts us on the precipice of American troops on the ground. American sons and daughters will be in harm's way.
Republicans maintain the president was in the right in launching the attack.
They've been at war with us, we're finally at war with them. It's an undeclared state of war. I'm glad we're finally taking this regime on.
The debate in Congress comes as the U.S. continues to strike Iran. This Defense Department video shows the moment the Pentagon says a U.S. submarine sank an Iranian warship in the Indian Ocean.
And we have only just begun to hunt, dismantle, demoralize, destroy, and defeat their capabilities.
The Pentagon has released the names of the 6 service members who were killed in a drone strike on a U.S. military facility in Kuwait. The president has said more troops may die as a result of Operation Epic Fury. In Iowa, the Cody family is mourning the loss of 20-year-old Declan, among the U.S. soldiers killed in Kuwait on Sunday.
I still don't fully think it's real. I didn't think it was real when they told us, because I just remember all of our conversations about what he was going to do when he came back.
Declan was posthumously promoted to sergeant and died just shy of his 21st birthday.
More than 1,000 people in Iran have died so far in the strikes, including more than 180 children, according to human rights activists in Iran, a non-governmental humanitarian organization. Kelly Rowland has your first warning weather forecast when we come back. Plus, Keweenaw County is getting close to passing the record for most snowfall in a season. And an Upper Peninsula school is recognized by a Michigan media organization for their unique nickname. We'll have more on that when we come back.
19 News is brought to you by Kirkish Furniture. Closed captioning sponsored by Range Bank of Upper Michigan.
What's happening?
Living a dream.
So how's it going?
Just living the dream.
Imagine winning $1 million a year for life.
Yep, living the dream.
Introducing the all-new Millionaire for Life game from the Michigan Lottery.
When you think Hard Rock, you're thinking music. But when you think Hard Rock Bet Casino app, you should be thinking rewards.
That's because on Hard Rock Bet, you get guaranteed rewards every single Thursday.
Legendary rewards, like deposit matches, bonus spins, and more for everyone on the app.
Just open up the app and see what you get. Hard Rock Bet, roll with us.
New customers get up to $1,000 back in casino bonus plus 200 bonus spins.
On the Jennifer Hudson Show, let me blow your mind. Eve is here. You a whole mood, girl. Okay. And we get into her book. Who's that girl? Everybody is loving it. Plus, guys, take a look. Her little jingle landed her a national commercial. Did you expect it to go viral like it has?
The Jennifer Hudson Show, tomorrow at 4 on WZMQ CBS. Followed by The Kelly Clarkson Show at 5 and 19 News at 6.
Get an 11% rebate at Menards. Start your garden off right with quality seeds from Burpee. Choose from over 400 varieties of flowers, vegetables, and herbs. Right now, all Burpee seed packets are on sale, plus an 11% rebate. Upgrade your recessed lighting with energy-efficient LED technology using Fight Electric retrofit lights. They have a full range of selectable white color temperatures, allowing you to choose the perfect one. Now a value of $5.95 after rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Escanaba reporter Lily Simmons on WZMQ 19 News. Now, WZMQ TV 19 First Warning Weather with meteorologist Kelly Rowland.
And welcome back. We're getting ready for Thursday and then Friday, which means the weekend. This is very nice to see some above average temperatures. It may have been brief here, 51 degrees for the high. The average is 31, so that was a nice 20-degree above average day for today. Tomorrow we're going to be stuck in the clouds. We may have some areas of patchy fog, and because of that low level moisture, you see some things that want to pop up. It looks like some wintry mix or ice wants to continue to develop here. I don't really think we'll see too much. I think tomorrow is going to be mostly dry, just that low level moisture, maybe a bit misty, and that fog hangs around here. But the next best chance of rain that I'm tracking for you is for Friday. We'll see a little bit of that pushing in for the morning commute for some of us, and because the sun won't be up just yet, there may be some colder temperatures to support some freezing rain. But then most of the day itself for Friday will have that rain moving through. That will be a system with some scattered showers right behind it to set up the weekend. And that future fog here right now, we're not seeing too much here into the city, but out towards the west here, we'll see that dense fog continuing about a quarter of a mile or less as that dense fog scoots down to the south. So places like Escanaba and Menominee, you may have some reduced visibility to get your day started tomorrow. Make sure to leave extra time and leave some space between the cars and use your low beams and low speeds. There's a potential for some ice though with this system. It is going to be rain, but then we're going to see some cold air coming down from the north competing with the system, so maybe freezing on contact and get that glazing of ice possibly for Friday. Keep that in mind for any of your Friday night plans. And then that leads us into your weekend where we spring those clocks forward. We lose that hour of sleep, but the give and take of this is once we clear Saturday, we'll really warm things up. We'll have the upper 40s, lower 50s, and lots of sunshine. Really going to feel very spring-like, so perfect for this weekend. And if you want to do some spring cleaning, make sure to check some things off your checklist like changing the batteries in your smoke detectors And just remember that the sun sets now an hour later. We shift things so that new sunrise time for us here is 8:15 and that new sunset is 7:45. And sometimes, especially when we lose that hour, I know we all love gaining that hour for fall back, but springing forward, try to stick as best as you can to your regular routine. Try to get out and take a walk instead of just taking a bunch of naps here to make up for that sleep. Eventually your body will adjust. Try to engage in maybe a few relaxing activities before bed. Try to get as much sunlight as you can, so Sunday will be a perfect time to make sure your body's internal clock is also resetting along with this clock that we're springing forward. So as we get closer to the weekend, we know we have that system pushing in for Friday. We'll really warm it up for Saturday going into Sunday. Clearing skies, nice and dry for Sunday. Anything you need to get done, or maybe you have a brunch on Sunday. Mostly cloudy to start off this next upcoming week, the second week of March, upper 40s, and then some winter conditions return, a wintry mix, and then snow showers and temperatures in the 20s for your Wednesday.
Kelly, thank you again. As the Keweenaw Peninsula gains more and more snow, they're looking to close in on an all-time record this season. Visit Keweenaw has reported seeing over 75 inches of snowfall across the region through February, bringing their total to 290.5 inches, over 40 inches over this time last year. There's less than 100 inches to go for the record.
That record in Keweenaw County is 390 inches, and I still don't think it would be too crazy if we hit it. And it really makes up for 2 winters ago when we had really low snow totals. Folks are still just determined to get out there and really hit that snow, and this is the year for it.
So far, Visit Keweenaw's annual Snowfall Guessing Contest has only ruled out about a quarter of its submissions, with around 450 optimistic guesses still on the board. That winner will be declared by April 30th. Michigan's largest digital news company has published a list of the best high school nicknames in the country, with Michigan being well represented. MLive lists the nation's top 100 high school nicknames and has the Waters Meet Nimrods at number 5. The Nimrods have long garnered national attention, having been featured on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno, and were even highlighted in a series of commercials for ESPN. George Peterson, superintendent of Water Meet Schools, recounts the time when they were guests of The Tonight Show.
Jay Leno called and we took a flight out there March 15, 2004. We were on a set with, what's his name? Hey, Jess, who was the guy on Ben Affleck? He was the star that night. So he was on first and the Nimrods came out after.
Another UP school named the Kingsford Flivers at 55. Mike Ludlam has your sports highlights when we come back. More district girls basketball tonight, but first we'll see who came out on top tonight between Michigan Tech and NMU women's basketball. We're back in 2 minutes.
It's the Mega Madness sale at Slumberland.
Get up to 50% off list prices.
Pay no interest for up to 60 months on select purchases with approved credit.
Get this Ashley sofa for just $3.99.
A Sealy Queen mattress for just $4.99.
Only at Slumberland.
If you don't have final expense insurance, this message is for you. Life Care provides valuable whole life insurance to help cover final expenses, medical bills, burial costs, and unpaid debt. A final expense insurance policy is fast, easy, affordable life insurance available to anyone between the ages of 50 and 80. No medical exams, no lengthy questionnaires, and no waiting period. To find out how you can get final expense insurance with a guaranteed lifetime rate lock, call 800-309-8594.
Michigan needs a no-holds-barred governor like President Trump. We'll unleash Michigan's economy by eliminating the state income tax, just like Florida, Texas, and Tennessee. That'll put nearly $5,000 back in your pocket every year. 4747. That's where my background in efficiency pays off. I'll audit every dime of state spending and slash the waste to remove that horrid tax. That's rock-solid conservative.
For more than 30 years, our community has come through, building affordable homes, making critical repairs, and building ramps for those who need a little help and a little hope. Habitat for Humanity volunteers produce amazing results treasured forever. You could be our next hero. Volunteers are needed to provide affordable housing in Marquette County. Join in. Sign up. It's easy. Go to UpersUnited.com or use the QR code shown here. A public service message of Habitat for Humanity and WZMQ TV 19. It's the Mega Mattress Sale at Slumberland.
Save big on a Sealy mattress, just $4.99.
Get a Sealy Posturepedic Plus.
Get up to $300 in Slumberland cash.
Get 60-month financing on Tempur-Pedic and Stearns & Foster.
Only at Slumberland.
Good evening, everyone. That saying goes, it's hard to defeat a team 3 times in a season. Well, the Michigan Tech women and the NMU women, well, the Wildcats were trying to prove that tonight at Vandeman Arena in a GLIAC quarterfinal basketball contest. Let's go to Vandeman Arena. Sarah Newcomer scored 16 points and went over the 1,000 point mark for her career first quarter. Kendall Stanfest steps back, drills a triple, 3-0 Huskies. Stanfest had 14 points. For the Wildcats, J.C. Weisbrod zips past 2 Huskies on the way to the hoop for 2. She had 17. Tech's Chloe Zentkowski is going to read this pass, cut in front and steal it. Takes her time, makes sure she makes the layup, and Tech has a 5-2 lead. Big night for Negaunee. Ella Mason drives and scores. Mason poured in a career-high 30 points to keep the Huskies in the chase. Faith Walder will find Addison Pitleski for 3. Michigan Tech still had the upper hand in the first quarter, 10-6. Maya Kozlowska was in the right place at the right time to catch the ball here and hit the layup. But the big night went with Sydney Whitehouse of NMU. She picks up the scoring, 25 points. The Wildcats hang on in the final 2 minutes to win 74-66. Northern head coach Casey Thousand says Whitehouse can make a difference.
25. I don't know if I would have told you that she was going to come in and have 25 for us, but it kind of feels the game. I mean, she's a champion. She's been a champion from high school all the way up. That's one of the reasons why we recruited her. It's because she knows how it wins and she knows what it takes. And today she would do anything that she needed to do for us to get the win, which was awesome.
Bringing it every game, I feel like just heart and effort is really all I can control. I can't control the refs. I can't control the other team, what they do. But I feel like putting it all out on the line and playing like it is your last game, I feel like that's all I can do, and everything else will fall into place.
So let's go to the scoreboard where we can tell you NMU will take on Grand Valley State Saturday down in Allendale. GVSU defeated Lake Superior State 89-45. Grace Bradford had 24 Lake State. Escanabas Nicole Kameen had 10 points for GVSU. In the other 2 games in the quarterfinals, it was Ferris State holding off Parkside 82-74, and Wayne State defeated Roosevelt 75-56. So the 2 winners will play in the other semifinal. Now let's go to the NMU men, the number 1 seed in the tournament, taking on Ferris State. And off the top, it's going to be Cal Klesmit missing a 3. Sam Privet, the offensive board, to Bennett Basic. Great pass to Jackson Dudek for the bucket. He had 13. Ferris State, Brandon Clairбот to Tay Boyd for 3. Boyd placed the Bulldogs and paced them with 19 points. Then Dudek to Basic, and that one's good for 3. He had 13 points and 6 rebounds. Dylan Keel, Sam Privet, and he's in the corner for 3. That one's good. A dozen Wildcats found the scoreboard in this game. Keel was the leader with 17, 2 right there. Wildcats had a 41-28 lead at the half, easily win 91-62. This means NMU will host the semifinals and finals of the Ben's GLIAC tournament Saturday and Sunday. To the board, to Michigan Tech. Well, thank you. We won't go to the scoreboard yet. They're taking on Davenport. That's Ken Walker. He had 16. The other way for the Huskies, Matt Schmeinda, Marcus Tomaszek, Gabe Smith, thank you very much. He had 9, Tech up 31-28 at the break, second half. Dawson Norgard backs his defender into the paint and scores. He was the top scorer for Tech with 17. Then Tomaszek will find Grant Warren. Yep, another thank you very much. Tech trails by 1, 39-38. Davenport playing well. Then Tomaszek steps back, hits the shot. He had 12. Down the stretch, Nate Abel to Josh Terrian in the far deep corner. He's going to knock this one down for 3. And Tech hangs on to edge the Panthers 72-70, so Tech remains the 2nd seed. Now, NMU will take on Lake Superior State in a semifinal. I believe that's Saturday at 2 o'clock. The Lakers had 44 points from Omar Suleiman to hold off Purdue Northwest 93-91. Grand Valley State will take on Michigan Tech in the other semifinal. Lakers downed Wayne State 81-67, meaning there were no upsets tonight. Girls basketball, district semifinals, Division I, Marquette hosting Traverse City West off the miss. Lexi Kern's going to be in the corner for three. Swish. And that put the Sentinels up 23-14 in the second quarter. Cam Westfall, Haley Nickerson puts that one in off the window. TC West within 23-16. Marquette's turn. Osborne will get the ball back, drive, scoops it up and in. Sentinels up by 9 again at 25-16. Lexi Kern will drive and decide, I don't have the shot, but Kylie Smith, you might. And she answers. Marquette up 8 again at 27-19. For the Titans, Addie Shark to Emily Kelsey in the corner. Baseline drive. That one bounces around it in, plus the foul. Makes the free throws, 27-22. Marquette's advantage down to 5. Capri Wilson will score in the corner for West, but Marquette pulls away in the second half to win 65-55. The Sentinels will take on Traverse City Central on Friday. TCC defeated Gaylord 47-28. Let's try Division II. Houghton at Negaunee. Late first quarter, Sadie Rogers, Kira Waterman, Claire O'Donnell. Rogers to Gretel Johnson, who says, oh, there you are, Miss Waterman. Puts it up and in. Plus the foul, missed the free throw. Negaunee led 13-3 after 1. Gremlins' first basket came in the second quarter. Ruby Zawada, Ellie Hainault off the window and good. Houghton trails 13-5. A steal for the Gremlins. Maya Lawson will head to the other end. She gets sidetracked for a moment, then continues to the basket for 2. Houghton down 6 at 13-7. Negaunee launches a three-point attempt, and that is going to not make the mark. And then Claire O'Donnell's going to practice offensive rebounding for a while. Third time was the charm, padding those statistics. Claire and her sister Paige O'Donnell combined for 28. Miners had a 17-11 lead at the half. They played much better in the second half, so did Houghton. 50-32 Miners. They reached the district final. On the scoreboard, Gladstone barely gets by Kingsford 42-41, so Gladstone will visit Negaunee on Friday. Elsewhere in Division II, forgot to write in the Petoskey-Kalkaska score, but the good news is Sault Ste. Marie defeated Sheboygan 51-26. Let us go to Jeffers and Westwood. That's Mia Nordstrom to Isabel Riola, floating that one up and in. Jeffers trails 21-15. Then Lynn Magnuson misses, and the ball bounces like an Easter egg, and Michaela Fisher puts it in. Patriots back within 23-15, 8 points for Fisher. Adeline Hallam, Elisa Doney, she's going to bounce it to the other side of the court where Lynn Magnuson hits the baseline shot. She had 11 points. Mia Nordstrom is cut off on the baseline, back out to Isabel Riola for 3. But Westwood outscored the Jets 35-17 in the second half to win 48-38. Let's see if we can get a couple of the scores in here. Calumet defeated West Iron County 69-44, so it's Westwood and Calumet Friday. Menominee in Division III easily over Iron Mountain. It is Gwynn turning back Bark River Harris 45-39. They will meet on Friday. We'll catch up with the rest of the scores when we come back.
Every year, 800,000 children are reported missing. That's one child every 40 seconds. It's every parent's worst nightmare. Right now, there are 483 missing children cases still open. 483 families living in fear, waiting for their child to come home. You can help change that by donating your unused car. Find the Children works in conjunction with the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, fighting to bring missing kids back home. Every 10 minutes, someone attempts to abduct a child. Every 10 minutes. Most parents don't think it will happen to them until it does. But your unused car can help stop it before another family loses their child. Donate your unwanted car today. Fast, free pickup, 24-hour response. Plus, you'll get the maximum tax deduction. Your car donation can help keep kids safe and bring missing kids home.
Call 800-671-9020.
Do it now, because every child deserves to come home. Shop our huge selection of Amish-crafted dining room sets at Kirkish Furniture in Houghton. Browse our large in-stock collection and customize with a special order. With 1-year no-interest financing available, plus free delivery. Shop Kirkish Furniture today.
Pure Outdoor is the first program dedicated to increasingly popular outdoor and eco sports. Pure Outdoor.
PTSD isn't something that is just going to go away on its own.
Treatment works. It helps.
There's no shame in treatment.
Just do it. Your world will be so different afterwards.
It's a warrior sickness. It's not a coward sickness.
Never too late.
I guarantee you it'll help you.
It will change your life.
It turned my life around.
You can find peace.
Never thought I could feel this good.
Walk through those doors, take the step.
Go get help. It's the best and bravest thing you could ever do.
Treatment works.
Sophia Murphy reports at 6 and 11 on WZMQ 19 News.
And a final check of your forecast for your Thursday. Things continue on that warming trend. We may be a touch cooler for the northern portions of the UP here, especially up to Houghton and Eagle Harbor. We will be around that freezing mark, but the further south you get, the better chance you have for some sunshine and then some warmer temperatures to accompany that. So upper 30s, mid 40s, maybe some areas of patchy fog that continues to develop through the overnight. We could be looking at a quarter of a mile or less, especially as that fog really continues to move to the southern portions. And remember, we want to see 10 on this map. That means there's nothing impacting our visibility. So just leave some extra time tomorrow morning for that potential fog. Temperatures will be in that fairly average range. It does go a little all over the place once we clear the weekend in terms of another roller coaster of temperatures as we transition from season to season. And we'll also continue to have that wet pattern where we'll get some areas of rain and some snow working its way back into the mix. And you'll see it here on our 7-day. The roller coaster really begins for the weekend. We raise it up to the 50s and then we're quickly down to the 30s and the 20s as snow showers return to the area.
Kelly, thank you again. Mike, didn't quite get through all the scores. What else you got?
We're going to try. Division 4 is next. Ewan Trail Creek easily over Bessemer. Wakefield Marinesco 58, Ontonagon 30. Winners on the next page. Baraga over Lakeland and Hubble. Lance Edges Hancock by 4. Norway Downs North Central by 13. North Dickinson upends Forest Park 50-40. Ishpeming no trouble with Superior Central. Munising by 20 over Big Bay Denok. Newberry easily over Engadine. Brimley takes care of Rudyard by 6. St. Ignace is a winner, and so is Cedarville Detour. All the winners play on Friday.
You did it, Mike. Congratulations.
5 seconds to spare.
All right, everyone, that's it for now. We'll see you tomorrow.
Live outside Marquette County? Every day, recycling is free at Recycle 906. Bring your cans, cardboard, plastics, and more. One day, one trip, a cleaner Upper Peninsula. See what we accept at recycle906.com.
It's Pink Week.
I'm here with...
It's Nate Bargatze.
I'm supposed to say that. It's Nate Bargatze.